52 and 1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. First timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Simon Polito, RECA, is with it. That's not part of your name, RECA. That's the company.
It's the company name.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
Glad to have you with us. And then remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. We've got a lot to celebrate today. I'm going to go to the fun one first, the serious one second. First off, I will tell you, having beaten anorexia, I am very excited to say that today is National Sundae Day, not the day of the week. You know, the one with chocolate ice cream, caramel sauce, whipped cream, nuts, cherries, a spoon if we have to. You know, just a shovel sometimes for people like me. But that is the day. It is Sunday, National Sundae Day. And, of course, I would be remiss if I did not say the real meaning behind today. No, it's not that I'm talking about National Singles Day and that Alibaba sold $70 billion worth of product. That is not what we're talking about. Today is Veterans Day, and yes, indeed, you understand that. You know that we are extremely thankful to all of our veterans that are out there serving so that we can actually be here, be free, do what we do. I could be here actually on a morning telling you what I believe.
Stop turning on that September day.
You know something, I listen to some of these clips that we have for you today, and you know, every time I listen to them, no matter how many times, I get the chills. So thank you to all of the men and women who are serving, who have served, to keep us free, to keep the majority of the world free, for that matter. I mean, you think about our men and women, they're out there doing it day in, day out. And they come and listen to what some of these lunatics in politics here say. Well, I'm here to say just thank you, right? I mean, I really appreciate you. I recommend everybody do. I don't say you need to do what I do. For me, it's right. I see a military man or woman in wherever we go, especially if it's a restaurant. Hey, you know something? I'm picking up the tab every time. It's just one of. Don't go hold me. I know I said it, but I do believe it. Military, police, firemen, right? I mean, those people are out there putting it on the line so we can do what we do. And, you know, if you don't say thank you, you know, all I can say is shame on you, because, you know, this, no matter what we hear, no matter what we hear from our politicians, no matter what we hear from the lunatics in the media, I'm going to tell you, I've traveled. I used to go overseas. I used to go to a lot of communist countries. This is the greatest country in the world. So thank you to our men and women who make it that way, the veterans. Hey, let's take a look at the markets right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 61 points. S&P 500 up 28. The NASDAQ is up 207 points. Oil up 84 cents a barrel. It's taking a big jump. Watching that one, the U.S. 10-year Treasury up just a little bit, but that's closed up yesterday, right? Those markets are closed today from the bond market. Stock market's open, bond market's closed, right? The bond market is actually the smart one, right? There's more money. I think it's 10 times more money or 5 times more money in bonds than there is in stocks. So think about that concept. Speaking of stocks, now, I just laugh when I hear some of these people that want to make it believe that we are complete idiots. Okay, so I see a report this morning. The CEO of Pfizer sold $5.6 million worth of stock on Monday. Really?
Surprise, surprise.
Shares were up 15% on the news on Monday that a late-stage trial found the company's COVID-19 vaccine to be 90% effective. And the CEO sells $5.6 million worth of stock. It was right around the high of the day. And then they come out and they say, well, this was a planned sell, right? They had made this plan some time ago that he was going to sell his stock on that date. CEO of Pfizer. Now, I am not saying that there's anything nefarious here, but do you think he had anything to do with the day that that announcement came out? Right? He may have already planned 6 months ago to sell the stock on that day, but what would have happened if he would have made that announcement a week ago on Monday? Oh yeah, Joe Biden would be sitting back in his basement. He wouldn't think that he's going to be president. We'll talk about that in a minute, right? But let's look at these people. I mean, I've told you many, many times that all of this big pharma, it's just a corrupt big group of people. Yeah, I know I'm not going to ever get them to sponsor our show, but I've talked to enough doctors that, my opinion, big pharma, corrupt as they come. And now we see that this guy sells $5.6 million the day that he announced the coronavirus. And he's going to sell that for about $2 billion to the U.S. government. He sell the vaccine. Unbelievable. Now, you going to take this vaccine? I just laugh at people when they say that, you got to get out there and get the vaccine. I want to be first. But we've got a virus. Yes, it is a very, very serious virus. 99% of the people recover from it. Right? Maybe we didn't understand it as much in March and April when Mario Cuomo was sending sick people back into nursing homes to see if he can get even more people sick, in my opinion. Right? That's what went on then. So back then, it was something that was scary. Now, I want to take a vaccine that's been rushed to market, that we have no idea what the long-term effects are, right? Because it's only been around for a few months. I want to inject that into my body for a virus that, if I get it, has a 98% cure rate. Can somebody help me with the logic on this one? I'm a simple guy. But if I've got a 98% cure rate, I'm not into drugs, right? I don't like drugs. I don't want anything to do with them if I don't have to, right? I mean, but that just doesn't square up with me. Maybe it squares with you. I don't know. Hey, back in the news again, we've got the idiot, John Brennan. He's the ex-CIA director. Now listen to this one. This is a complete idiot. I mean, he should be indicted. He should be on his way to jail. He should be in, if Attorney General Barr and Durham came out with their report. But his comment, CNN last night, urging Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment and seize power. Now, why would he be wanting to do that? Do you think maybe he has something to hide, just like they do in Pennsylvania? Right? He's saying that do it before the president declassifies documents, that maybe we don't want the people to know what's going on. Is that the idea right there, Mr. Brennan? Unbelievable. You watch some of these things. I just share the details with you. You're listening to Ron Siegel. I'm telling you it like it is, right? I just give you my opinion based on what I see. Speaking about what I see, I saw a report that it's a very, very new, I hadn't seen this before, website, everylegalvote.com. Goes through and tells you what the current status of the presidential election is, what it would be with the voter fraud that we have. Okay, so with voter fraud, they're showing on there 304 electoral votes for Joe Biden, 234 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Yeah, if we get rid of some of the fraud, yeah, you got to look at it. 212 Biden, 219 Trump. That's where they are right now. If all of the fraud, yeah, I know CNN, the Cannabis News Network, they're not telling you that there is any fraud. I heard CBS, I heard KCAL, I heard Channel 5, KTLA this morning say, no sign of voter fraud. Well, guess what? When you have 240 pages of signed affidavits in Pennsylvania alone, or Michigan, there might be something to it. 240 pages of people who signed an affidavit, notarized an affidavit under penalty of perjury, saying that they're a witness to fraud, and they think there's no fraud. Without the voter fraud, you ready for this, what the election results are? I have a crack staff. We get this for you. Here it is. Joe Biden, 231. Donald Trump, 307. Think about that. That's pretty much what it was last time, right? No difference from the last election. So you can follow this if you want to, everylegalvote.com, everylegalvote.com. I'm going to be watching it. I'll be reporting it to you each morning and give you some information, give you some updates. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, I've told you strategy beats rate every time. We're going to talk about a debt consolidation strategy, VA home loans, helping our heroes find a home. Real estate auctions to maximize what you get from the sale of your house. Auctions don't have to be bad. They can be for the benefit of you as well. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
If you ever think of me, think of all your liberties and recall. Some get all.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our head.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest tells you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property, precisely what the market believes about your property, and it is a monthly report, so you can get all that good information right in your inbox every month. VA Home Loans, helping heroes find a home. Today on Veterans Day, we honor those who have served our country and thank them for their continued dedication to our nation. In the United States, there are many valuable benefits available to veterans, including VA home loans. For over 75 years, VA home loans have provided millions of veterans and their families the opportunity to purchase their own home. As we consider the full impact of VA home loans, it's important to both understand these great options for veterans and to share them with those we know who may be able to benefit most. For a variety of different reasons, many veterans don't use their VA home loan options. So being knowledgeable about what's available and how they work may be a game changer for many. Fact about VA home loans. 2019 VA home loans, the most current data, 624,546 home loans were guaranteed by the Veterans Administration. 306,879 VA home loans were made with zero down payment. Did you hear me say that? Zero down payment. How much are you leasing your home for? What did it take to start your lease? Probably more than zero. 2,055 grants totaling $118 million were provided to help seriously disabled veterans purchase, modify, or construct a home to meet their needs. VA home loans often offer no down payment options, better terms and interest rates, fewer closing costs. You deserve it. Best thing you can do today to celebrate Veterans Day is to share this information with those who can potentially benefit from these loan options. Let's chat about it. And it drives me crazy when I see, say, a veteran that calls me and wants to know if they want to get rid of their mortgage insurance because somebody put them into an FHA loan. Drives me batty when they don't explore the right things, because our veterans have earned that right. They've earned that benefit. Thank you to our veterans. Thank you for your service. We certainly appreciate it. Hey, let's chat with our featured guest this morning. It's all about education when it comes to Ron Siegel Radio. Simon Polito is with us. RECA is the name of his company. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad you're here. Something I better ask you, because you got that a little bit of a Long Beach accent.
Long Beach, yeah, sort of close. Same ocean.
Same ocean.
Same ocean, Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
Let's go the other side of it.
Go to the other side. Down under?
Down under, keep going around. There you go. Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
Nice. So how long have you been in real estate? How long have you been doing this?
I jumped into the real estate industry at the tender age of 18.
Wow.
Straight out of school, went straight into the age of 18, working in real estate in a very small boutique family-run office in Sydney's Northern Beaches.
Okay.
Very small, no bigger than the room we're in right now, to be honest. We've got the privilege of doing every part of the industry. So, from being the front desk person to property management to sales to industrial, commercial, I got to see all facets of the industry because we were such a small run family business.
How does that, is the real estate industry in Australia similar to what we do here?
I want to say yes and no. I want to say it's far more advanced.
Okay.
Definitely much more. It's one of the most advanced countries in the world when it comes to real estate as far as technology goes. Everything is so much more organized and the documents are much more organized as well. Here, I feel like there hasn't been much involvement in the industry for many years.
Okay.
We've been stuck doing the same traditional method. But in Australia, 85-90% of all sales are actually done via a method called auction.
Really?
And that's what I came over here and brought this system over here.
Wow, 85 to 90% by auction.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit how this auction idea works.
So auction is a non-distressed platform. I know that the connotation that normally comes with it when you say the word in California is negativity.
Right, absolutely.
Having said that, we don't actually work with anything distressed or in foreclosure. We work with everyday listings just like your own home today. If we were going to sell it, Ron, we would just list it with an auction rather than traditionally. So when I say that, rather than having, say, a $1 million price tag asking price, we would start with bidding to start from $700,000 roughly, and let the market dictate where the price ends up.
Wow. So you have to. It seems to me. I'm not just going to throw you the questions that come to my mind.
Please.
Right. So what happens if there's nobody shows up and the highest bid is $710,000?
So we actually have a contract that's reflected to protect the seller.
Okay.
That's one thing I noticed when I first moved to this country was a lot of the contracts were catered around protecting landlords and buyers. Sorry, tenants and buyers, never protecting landlords and sellers.
Really? You must have only been dealing in California.
Absolutely.
Surprise.
Yeah, we've talked about this in California before. That there's no protection.
There's no protection. So I catered a contract to protect a seller. We have a clause in our contract that says no matter what price we get, even above your expectations, you have the right to accept, reject, or negotiate.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's really going to... So, and we've talked about this on Ron Siegel Radio many times, that the market's always going to dictate value.
Absolutely.
Right? So how in this process, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but how in the process do you try to maximize the amount of people that show up to the auction?
Absolutely. Great question. So we have set scheduled times. Obviously, we can't say the word open house in this current market with the MLS locking those down. So we have set scheduled times, which we drive all the traffic to in a window that's mainly around 1 hour.
Okay.
So during that 1 hour course of time, we will stagger out all the viewers through. They'll see their competition, but they won't be in the home at the same time, obviously with COVID restrictions. Then they see their competition, they're forced to act. It's like eBay. Have you been on eBay before, Ron?
Yep.
So have you ever got caught buying something that you paid way too much for, but you wanted it?
Not too often, just because of my background, right?
But it's happened, right?
Absolutely. You know that a lot of people have that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, nothing sells on eBay for $1, but everyone feels they have an opportunity to secure it for close to it. And that's what happens with auctions. Most buyers are quite savvy, I find, in this marketplace, especially when you start getting over $1 million. They're mostly educated people who have made that money by working hard. So they understand the value of the home. So when they see $700,000 bidding to start from, they know it's not going to sell there.
Sure.
But it gets them to come and view the property, which helps them fall in love with the characteristics of it, the wow factor. And then all of a sudden it's, Simon, what do we have to do to secure it?
So you're looking at both concepts there. You've got people that have the fear of loss.
Yes.
You've got people that say, maybe I can get a great bargain.
Yes.
And you're getting a lot of people there. So you've got the excitement.
Oh, it's a rush.
Yeah.
It's a rush.
Right. I mean, I've watched, I have a good friend of mine that is at the car auction every week.
Yes.
Right. And you have to be very, very disciplined if you go to an auction.
Very much so. But I want to say that we are quite different to like the Barrett Jackson auctions, maybe the one you're referring to. But they go very quick. They have maybe 200, 300 items on one day to knock off the doors. We have one.
Okay.
So I'm going to slow it down. And what people find already, I have an accent, right? So
I noticed that.
slight accent. So people have a hard enough time understanding me as it is. So when I'm calling an auction, I actually find I get a better result when I slow it down. It's all eye contact. See, as I'm even talking to you now, I know no one else can see us doing this, but
sure.
I'm looking at I'm looking at you, and it's all eye contact. I've got a bidder on my right, but I'm leading you in, right?
Right.
So it's all about body language, and that's how we get the bids up to the maximum result.
That's fascinating. So do you see that do you feel or do you track? Are you especially when you're in the luxury market? I don't know. I think you've probably got savvy buyers.
Yes, very savvy buyers. But they're buying on emotion. That's why I love real estate, and especially residential real estate, because you've often got a husband and wife, generic, 2 kids, one dog, and the wife squeezing the husband's hand as hard as she can, saying, honey, I want this home. There you go. You read my lips. So, and then the husband's thinking, oh no, I don't want to be out looking at homes again next weekend, the weekend after, and I don't want to have my wife, almost cut the circulation off my hand again every week. I've got to do something.
And I don't want to be sleeping on the couch. I'm just throwing that in there.
Exactly. This house has got a pretty good man cave, so I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to secure it. So that's where we often find a buyer will go that little bit above their limit because they want the property. It's an emotional attachment.
So is there when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about the concept of are you selling it above market value, below market value? We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We're going to also chat a little bit about, we're going to do a little show and tell. So I'm going to give you a strategy versus beats rate every time. We'll talk about a debt consolidation program live. It's somebody that we helped earlier this year. So we're going to tell you, how do you get out of student loan debt and save money? We'll talk about that. And we've also got that featured home brought to you by mysocallender.com, mysocallender.com. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our offer number is 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. But we'll be back in just a few.
I only got a one-way ticket over here. I sure wish I could give you one more kiss. War was just a game we played when we were kids. Well, I'm laying down my gun. I'm hanging up.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
She said, Lord, my boy was special, and he meant so much to me. And though I'd love to see him just one more time to see all I have are.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. We appreciate all of our veterans on this Veteran Day. Thank you for your service. We certainly appreciate you. You know, I wanted to talk to you this morning a little bit about, and I tell you this all the time, that strategy beats rate, right? And a lot of people look at me and they say, Ron, what the heck are you talking about? Strategy beats rate. All I care about is getting the lowest interest rate I possibly can get. And I'm here to tell you that that's only because you don't know anything different. And I'm just being straightforward, right? None of us know what we don't know. Right? So until somebody tells you what you don't know, how do you know you didn't know it? Right? So we're chatting with a family and they said that they've got a house that's worth $750,000. And if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our social streams or the KMET ABC News Network AM 1490 video stream, you're seeing some of the details on your screen. If you're listening to us on one of the terrestrial channels, hey, go to Ron Siegel Radio, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, and you'll see all these details. But property $750,000. They owe $317,000, and they're looking at all kinds of debt. And we looked at a Citibank card balance of $1,200, $1,300, another Citi card with a $600 balance. And I don't remember what this Mohelo was, $7,200. Ashley Furniture, $6,800. Student loans for $6,500, $6,100, $5,100, $4,900. Right, so about $20,000 in student loans, and a Nissan vehicle, $2,400. And I said, why are you doing that? Let's look at what a debt consolidation program would look like for you. So we look at this. They made good money, right? So it's not like there was a problem there. So here's the proposal we put to them, and we said, let's take some of that money out of your property. Oh, by the way, they wanted to put in a new kitchen and a couple new bathrooms. Their guess was that was going to cost them about $50,000. So we take a look at the entire package, and their payment before we got started, they were looking at $1,733 in principal and interest, $757 in their installment debt, $60 in revolving debt, $2,550 per month total. Now, remember I said that they're going to get $50,000 to improve their home? Under the new proposal, their monthly payment is $2,538. Pay all that stuff off, $50,000 for the home improvement, and the payment goes down. Think about that concept. And they still had $162,000 that they could have borrowed more if they had other things that they wanted to do. Think about that. Now, one of the things that we do further on our programs like this, and it doesn't show a whole lot here because we reinvested all that money, but if they take that $12 in savings, they're going to cut 4 months off their payments. So they would not taking that $50,000, they would have probably cut 6 or 7 years off of their payments. Strategy beats rate always. And I'm going to go to I'll probably go get laryngitis before I stop telling you that. So just remember that concept. Now, think about this. And I'm a simple guy. I hadn't even thought about this until I'm sitting here going through these numbers with you. And think about this just if you're thinking about selling a home, right? So there is a strategy of selling your home under the cut rate Walmart version of real estate, right? You go to the cut rate realtors, you hope you get a decent job, and they're advertising on TV, pay me nothing and I'll do a full job for you. Does that make any sense to anybody? Use your logic, right? You're going to pay me nothing and I'm going to do a full service job. Okay, that is a strategy. Or you can go to a full service agent and hope that you've got the right agent, get a full service job. You can do as I've shared with you before about giving the buyer's agent a little more money, develop a desire for building up the demand, right? So all these agents are bringing all their buyers because they're getting paid more, not because it's better for you, but they get paid more. That's a strategy. Well, how about using an auction as a strategy? Well, that's what we're learning about today. Simon Polito is with us. RECA is the name of his company. I am learning along with you because until Simon came into the studio, I thought auction. Okay, that means courthouse steps, distress, foreclosure, bad news. And I've learned this morning so far, and if you didn't catch this in the first segment, go back and listen to it. You blew it, you missed it. Right? Simon's been sharing that information with us. So Simon, in the last segment, we left it off, but I wanted to find out from you, do you have an idea? Now, you obviously know the market value of a property that you listed. So
yes.
In the last segment, we were using this example of a $1 million property listed for $700,000 going to auction, right? And you've got the clauses in there to protect the seller, so he's not going to be giving his house away for nothing.
Correct.
Do you have any idea what you sell above or below the list price?
I love getting this question because I can tell you right now, we actually make the market. Think about this. Every time something sells via auction, it could be a piece of art, or it could be a car, or a personal item, or a house, the market deems the value through the competitive bidding.
Sure.
So I take a piece of Picasso art, for example. Sorry, Michelangelo, a couple of years ago, I'm not sure if you saw it, was going up for auction. It was a Michelangelo. They said that probably sell around 150 million.
Right.
It sold for over $340 million.
Wow.
The value of that piece of art is now market value at $340 million.
Sure.
Because that's what the market dictates as the value. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as we always say. One person's trash is one's treasure.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I always use the point, sell me this pen. Well, I don't want to pay more than $1, but I know you'll pay $2. So why would I list it for $1? I'm going to list it at 50 cents and I'm going to let you and me fight for it. It might go for $3. If you and I are two egotistical males, which we may be, sure, we might get more. And that's where we're going to show the value will always increase. I always say we always get above what would have been the market in a traditional method. Having said that, we achieve the market. So we make the market.
That's interesting, the comment that you said there, a subtle comment that, you're going to get the egotistical males in there going and bidding.
Yes.
And you're going to really achieve where the market is.
Correct.
Right? And we're going to set the market. Makes a lot of sense.
Which always means that it appraises. And I'm throwing an appraisal, and I'm rubbing as much wood as I can right now. But in 19 years of doing real estate, I've never had a property not appraised for auction.
Interesting.
Never. Because the market value is always deemed by what the market perceive. That's why you always see a lot of the distressed properties go to courthouse steps. They'll go to an auction, or if it's a bank foreclosure. If a bank foreclosure, for example, has only got $300,000 equity, then they're only going to look after that $300,000 for themselves.
Sure.
They're not going to go for what you've got. But if they go to auction, the market's going to give them back what they see as the value of the property, whether it be their equity or the extra equity that the homeowner has.
So the next person that goes up for sale, whether they like it or not, they're going to have the benefit of that auction property because that's now going to be in the comps.
Correct.
In the market and comparables.
Correct. I never use comps when I'm talking about sales, but I talk about comps when I talk about where we feel the property may sell.
Okay.
So it's good to have a gauge as to where the idea of the value is. But having said that, comps are from previous sales, from buyers who are no longer in the marketplace, and they're probably going to want more for their home if they go to resell it now.
Sure.
So perhaps they're good
Absolutely.
for an idea, but the market, we like to let the market dictate where the true value is.
It's a great concept there, because I hear a lot of people will say to us, why is it that a refinance appraisal is almost always lower than a purchase appraisal?
Yeah.
Because all the appraiser can do is look backwards.
Exactly.
Right? You're giving them the contract saying, I've had 10 people bid this to this price.
Exactly. Or it goes up if there was a cash buyer. So why does the cash buyer determine what the new value is in the area?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Right. So if you get a really strong out of area cash buyer who comes in and spends 1.2 and a $1 million average price, all of a sudden you've got properties that are now getting up in value because someone paid more cash.
Sure.
That property would not have gone ahead if it was actually getting appraised for a finance.
That's some great information. That's so, and that when you're listing that $1 million property, or you're putting it, starting it, it's opening bid at 700,000.
Correct. We advertise bidding to start from 700,000, and we tell everyone from the start, look, it's not going to sell for 700. Obviously, just like eBay, nothing sells for $1.
Sure.
Having said that, where do you see value? And we ask them.
But the beauty of that is that when you market it $1 million property and you say bidding starts at 700, it's going to bring the buyer that can only afford 750 also.
You are going to get people that can't afford the home. That's a given. And look, we always...
But it still creates excitement.
I can tell you hand on heart, I've had people that have not won at auction but walk away happy and shake my hand and say, thank you for letting me partake in something that was fair and transparent. And that's the big thing. It's the fact that people get an opportunity to play to pay, right?
Sure.
Or pay to play, so to speak, as well. But they want to have a chance. So many times they get an agent calling them saying, there's another offer on the table, you've missed out. They didn't get a chance to increase or better their offer.
So is all of this done live?
Yes.
It's all live.
Live auctioneer.
Right. Wow.
So we do sell a lot before, having said that. If someone wants to make an offer before that entices the seller to stop the proceedings, they're more than welcome to do so. And then the reason why we have that available is because we do all the due diligence ahead of time. So home inspection is done before, termite report's done before, natural hazard disclosure report is done before, preliminary title report is done before, HOA, CC&Rs, any seller's disclosures, any permits are all done before we go on the MLS. So a buyer can educate themselves on the property they're about to make an offer on, get direct underwriting done as well before they make an offer, and then they can make a non-contingent offer, which puts both parties at rest because they know they've secured the property and they've secured the sale.
Interesting. You've talked about some things there that we're going to dig further into. How do you finance it? Well, Simon just gave us a little bit of that non-contingent offer. I'm a simple guy. What is that? So we'll talk about all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our offer number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
She said, Lord, my boy was special, and he meant so much to me. And though I'd love to see him just one more time to see, all I have are the memories.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL number 0186945.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations and MLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Sweet Mother Mary.
I had a little bit of problem with that sound on that one, but we do say thank you to all of our veterans in any event. Appreciate you. It's Veterans Day, and we thank you for all you do. Featured home today, it is brought to you by our friend Melinda Johnson, Freedom First Properties. Hey, let's take a look at what we've got on the featured home because, I'm just the guy doing a little bit of real estate here, a little radio here. And I always like seeing what these featured homes have to offer. And maybe we can, maybe it's the home of your dreams or your wife's dreams, because most of us guys, we don't get a vote anyway. 12 Portside, Irvine, California, 92614. Redefining move-in ready. This impeccable Seaport Collection home is worthy of a spread and architectural digest. Remodeled custom kitchen, tastefully redefines farmhouse modern. And the highlight of the redesigned Woodbridge floor plan inside the shiplap, I can't even say all this stuff, shiplap entry. You'll appreciate the wire-brushed Siberian oak floors, built-in entertainment center, recessed lighting, wood ceilings, new Anderson Renewal windows, and a slider that beckon you to explore the yard. All that for $889,000. Again, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, you will see that information right there. And let's talk a little bit, because every once in a while we want to tell you what's it going to cost you, right? Put down 5%, $51.24 a month, including mortgage insurance, HOA dues, home insurance, taxes, all that. $51.24 a month, $889. Put down 10%, $48.20 a month. Put down 20%, and you're looking at $42.93 a month. Yeah, we're going to keep the compliance people happy. APR 3.275, 3.175, and 3.174, NMLS 217037. That is the featured home today, brought to you by MySoCalLender.com, MySoCalLender.com. Give a call to Melinda Johnson if you want that information. If you don't know where to find her, call me, 800-306-1990. I'd be happy to put you in touch with her. So we're chatting this morning. We are learning. It's a learning day right here on Ron Siegel Radio. Learning about the auction world and the world of selling your real estate through an auction process. And Simon made a great point when we were off air. We were chatting about this, that what anything is worth is what a willing buyer will pay a willing seller, right? I mean, think about putting I don't know, maybe here's an easy one because I'm a simple guy. What if we put your MacBook on eBay, and it's a 2020 MacBook Pro, and you put it on there for $1? Do you think it's going to sell for $1, or is it going to go right to market price, right, or above? Right, you're not going to set the market, right?
Okay.
And the bottom line is somebody's going to figure out, okay, and they're going to take the risk. Now, if you do it on eBay, you got risk because you don't know the condition of this. Simon, you've taken out that part of the risk.
Absolutely, we have.
So how do you do that?
So we do a lot of the due diligence ahead of time, and that due diligence, like we mentioned earlier, is the home inspection is done before, the termite report is conducted as well, and then we do a natural hazard disclosure report, preliminary title report, a seller's disclosures. If it's part of a HOA, we'll get the CC&Rs. If it's out in rural land and it's on septic, we'll get a septic tank inspection done. So we want to make sure we have all the answers, or all the unknowns, I should say, for the buyers, so they can give you a pre-auction offer or a bid on auction day with nothing but absolute confidence, knowing what they're buying.
So when you go to the courthouse steps to buy a foreclosed property or a bank-owned property, you're actually discounting that property because of the unknown risk.
Correct.
Right. So when you're talking about your type of a transaction, you've already got all that stuff done.
Correct. We have it all done, and we allow the buyers to see the property over a 4-week period before we hold the live auction. So it's a 28-day program, which will dictate over a Saturday and a Wednesday on average for a 1-hour period. So you have seven chances to look at the property, go through it. You've also got the opportunity to go over all the due diligence packages before. So that way, when you can speak with your lender or your partner, when you're looking to make the offer, or your agent, I should say, you can actually go in there with nothing but absolute strength and confidence.
So that's another part of it. When you go to the courthouse steps, or most auctions, the concept is, hey, it's cash right now.
Yeah, it's sight unseen.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you bring in a bunch of cashier's checks, right? Because you don't get any change. They don't have $100 bills to give you. So you've got to have cashier's checks of $100,000, $50,000, 25, 10, 5, 1, just
it's
like
crazy,
right? So you got to have all that, and then wait for a refund because they're not going to take less than.
Correct. And there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk. Whereas ours, we've eliminated the risk.
Can I finance your properties?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay. And we were talking before that you said a non-contingent offer.
Correct. So because we do all that due diligence up front, we expect all the offers to becoming non-contingent. Now, that can't always be the case if it was, for instance, a VA loan or an FHA loan. Obviously, it's a different scenario.
Okay.
But let's just talk normal, everyday, conventional loans. It would be you'd go and get your pre-approval, as you normally would do. We encourage you to then go one step further, speak with your lender, and get underwriting underway, so they can tell you what you can spend on auction day.
Sure. So it sounds to me like everything you're talking about is really not a whole lot different than a traditional sale, other than the fact that I'm remember when it's done at the end of the transaction.
We've just reversed the roles. Instead of making, here's the thing I find is so frustrating for a lot of buyers, is they go and find their dream home. They make an offer based off what they can afford, and then they find out all these issues with the home, foundation issues, or something wrong with the title, or something, whatever it may be, and then they've got to try and renegotiate when they're already at their limit.
Right.
Now, a seller's already come down off their expectations to meet the market to take that price. They don't want to renegotiate again. So what often happens in a traditional method is it falls out of escrow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So that's why we do all that up front, so they know what the issues are, and they can factor that into their offer.
Yeah, it sounds to me like it's just a great process, because it's also, I hear so many people that they get into a transaction and they're frustrated.
Yes.
Right? And I've heard, especially right now where there's a lack of inventory out there. So as a buyer, this can be a great thing, because I can go on auction day, and as long as I can afford the property, it's very transparent who's going to win.
Absolutely. And like I said before, people who are able to play are just excited and happy that they've got a chance to be in a fair, transparent environment. which allowed them to partake in. So people don't often get that chance. And then also you hear a lot of agents saying they don't want a double-sided transaction or anything like that. This is the fairest way for a listing agent to double-side a transaction because the buyer is in control of their paddle.
Gotcha.
And that listing agent is only just the facilitator or the conduit in the deal, so to speak. So the buyer is in control of what they're ultimately buying and paying. They're not being influenced by their agent.
So are you working with listing agents as well?
We work with all listing agents in California.
So it's not just a matter of you doing the listing?
Absolutely not. No. So you can either list it with me, I can be the listing agent as well, or we can go with any brokerage in California right now, hopefully in some other states very shortly. But right now, anywhere in California, any brokerage can work with us.
Wow, that opens up a whole new world because so many people, I want my brother's best friend's aunt's nephew to list my house.
Yeah, we want to give him a shot. He just got in the industry, right?
Right? And they don't know what the heck they're doing. But here's the
and the great thing about that, and I love hearing those stories, and it can be frustrating for a lot of other agents who lose business because of it. But hey, someone gave me a shot at the age of 18.
Sure.
So I'm all about giving someone new a shot in the industry because the great thing is we'll mentor them through that.
Wow.
So we have our whole team of 11. There's 11 of us now in our team here based out of Costa Mesa, and we will go with you on every showing. We'll go to every listing appointment. We will go with you to get the listing. So if you're a new agent or if you're someone who maybe just dropped off the confidence train and needs a little bit of a perk up, we'll go with you and we will help you get that listing.
That's a great concept. If you want more information, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with Simon Polito. RECA is the name of the company. And it sounds like a great concept to me. I like the idea. We're going to explore it more. And we ask you to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And remember my motto, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American.